Hello there, my name is James and welcome to Demo Disc-Ussion, where I talk about certain demos content, giving my own opinion on games in a short manner and sharing stories of nostalgic past. Today, as you can see from the title itself, we shall be covering a demo disc that is entirely based around racing games. That's either going to be a fun trip for me or a bad trip. Anyway, this came out in 1998 and it was a special edition for a certain PlayStation UK magazine. I'm not really covering too much vital research information right there. So, how about we just instantly drive into this chaotic craziness? But first, let's have a look at this disc. As you can see, at first glance, I thought it was a crate, like the Crash Bandicoot crate. But no, it's got like 4 screenshots of racing games. Also, it's not for resale, so good luck selling it on eBay. Anyway, let's look at this thing.
Well, this is underwhelming for a menu screen. Just a planted screenshot of a hot car with a PlayStation logo on it. Suitable for this demo's topic, but lame if we intend on comparing it to other demo disc menu screens I've covered previously. There's some animation though. The words Racing Special are feeling the burn. There's fading in and out light effects on the checker flags. I think the only good thing mentioning is the music. It's good. Alrighty, time to start with Gran Turismo, something I've talked a fair amount on this show. This is not gonna be my day, is it? 'Twas to be expected on this compilation. I mean, come on, how can you not expect one of the most highly rated racing games ever created to not be on a demo disc dedicated entirely to racing? Everyone must have been in goddamn love with Gran Turismo when it first came out though, because it's not stopped appearing in these demos of mine. I think at this point, I'm kind of losing momentum on things to, discuss on Gran Turismo. And I'll tell you this now, this demo is exactly the same as the one I covered in the DualShock demo, which I did a while back. Only this time I decided to drive a purple car. Still has a demo time limit, same clubman stage, and nothing new whatsoever. So I suggest you check my previous videos if you're really into me talking a little Gran Turismo. So from now on, if Gran Turismo pops up in future demo discs, I'll skip the rope with them. Other than that, next game. Up next is Wipeout 2097.
Don't worry, I'm just checking the list of demo games I've covered. Okay, that's all fine, Arena. I haven't talked about 2097 yet.
So, Wipeout 2097 is the 2096 game in the Wipeout series, and holds second place with Whip Free out close in front. What I immediately adore in this demo version is the amount of stuff to select. 4 ships to choose from that show off their ups and downs, my personal preference of choice is the AG system ship, and there's free racetracks available to provide a taster of the difficulty in each track, meaning loads of replay value is to be had here. Before we get into things, let me just say that the effect of going in and out of menus is simple and spectacular. A clash of the menu screens, that is. Alright, in we go. If there's anything I cannot praise enough, it's the amazing metallic environments of the Wipeout world, or the gloomy and bleak areas with parchments of blazing glowing colours that shape everything nicely. I may have mentioned a lot from Wipeout 3 in my previous video, so I intend to keep brief on controls and the sort. The vehicles maneuver elegantly with a tight heavy feel when turning corners and pelting at full speed. I don't know if this was a glitch or they didn't put in any music for this demo, but what you get to hear for the race is the amazing sound effects that echo throughout the room. Clanking your ship into a corner, collecting special power-ups, travelling in the tunnels and speeding up sounds delightful. If you played Wipeout before, I recommend turning down the music and just take in the amazing sound effects created for your ears. I know it's a sin to turn down Wipeout's brilliant soundtrack, but take my word on it, you won't be disappointed. I'll save the other levels and ships for later, just in case this one decides to pop up again. Up next is Turco, a racing game. Duh. Turco is your typical World Tour Grand Prix racing exhibition kind of racing. No dirt roads, no vista streets, but a smooth, structured racetrack all the way. For the time, this game was pretty alright. Nice looking in fact. The frame rate may be a distraction, but it's not hard driving levels of atrocious frame rates. The graphics don't top the levels of say Ridge Racer or Gran Turismo, but it still gets the top-notch job done. The weather effects and car models are quite magnifique in my opinion, although I don't think this light pole is purely correct in straight alignment. Hey, that's a little nitpick, eh? If there was something that truly amazed me from Turco as a kid, it'd be the fact that you could switch to a first-person perspective, seeing your driver steer the wheel. Camera options like that always excited me as I felt more immersed and part of the experience rather than thinking I'm just controlling an RC car. I actually thought that as a little kid. Seeing the driver move the wheel was interesting. It was a once-in-a-blue-moon visualization. Nowadays you can see it in Need for Speed Shift or the most recent Gran Turismo games. But back then, it truly captivated me. Young James was definitely an odd creation. And of course, I absolutely suck at driving, spinning like a ballerina in this glorious, grimy, wet weather. Maybe I'm just not suited for driving games then again. I'm very rusty, and I'll need a few retries in order for me to become a pro novice. Finishing last place at 16th is very embarrassing, I must say. Turco is alright, but there's other races in the gaming world that hit that 6th gear more than this game could. Test Drive 5, holy shit, how did they manage to get to a 5th installment in the PS1 lineup? I talked about Test Drive 4 in my registered user demo 02 video, and it was not the best. The audio was obnoxiously loud and the driving wasn't too crash hot, even for its arcade approach. So let's see how this sequel fares. Right off the bat, it's immediately different compared to the previous one. The camera is closer to the car than from afar. The audio sounds immensely balanced, aside from this music that's blasting like a bass in an empty water tower. The vehicles sound like lawnmowers, that's for sure. On to the gameplay side of things, it's frickin' fast. No, Wipeout levels are fast, but pretty dang fast. For better or worse. The controls feel a bit slippery. Don't know if it's the groggy environment causing it, but at times you can feel you're losing grip. And we don't like that now, do we? I will admit though, the cars are rather beautiful in their 32-bit pixelated form. Especially my sexy car of the night. I love to drive that through all of Vienna and back. Speaking of locations, the backgrounds of tire and buildings are wonderful and construct a rather breathable racing atmosphere. I wouldn't buy Test Drive 5, but I'm glad it's more improved than Test Drive 4. Can't wait for Test Drive 27 though. Scars! Okay then, I have no idea what that stands for. Maybe super cool, awesome racing speedsters or sweet cars and reckless situations. Or how about we get into the game? Immediately we're given advertising before playing the game. Man, I love me some amazing real-time 3D engines with 24-bit color lighting. That's revolutionary ground being broken. Excellent driving models and CPU opponents. We'll see about that. And I shall enjoy. Aren't you supposed to leave screenshots till the end to say, hey, there's more to this game than you think? Let's just get to the gameplay. Already, I like the blue grid transformation. Anything that resembles Tron or classic computers brings a smile to my face. Kinda reminds me of V-Rally 2 and its green level creator grid. My word, the world generation is pretty cool to see, and it doesn't look all too bad either. Hell yeah, I'm kind of digging this. A future-like kart racer with buggy monster truck cars with a plethora of power-ups, shortcuts, and a jump button. All racing games need a jump button, honestly. Okay, it was fine at first, but now I'm really sucking. Oh my jeez Louise Christmas cakes, I'm having trouble moving about these quarters. I apologize for my poor driving behavior. I believe I can get better if I replay this a few more times. Wait, that's it? You're not even gonna let me finish the race? Okay, fine. I guess I will buy Scars if you're gonna boot me out like that. And I'll become the ultimate Scars player in the universe. Up next is Ridge! Oh wait, not Ridge, Rage Racer. Is there a massive difference? Not really, aside from the style and flair Rage Racer provides. Also the title switch. That's a big one. It's still a Ridge Racer game, and if it's not broken then don't fix it, capiche? That'll be the first and last time I use that word. Moving onward to the game, the tone is rather bland. It's not necessarily bad, but the contrast and essence of any form of existent color is barely splashed on this pixelated canvas. Lots of grays and doesn't ignite visually compared to the other Ridge Racer games on the PS1. Even the menu is rather lifeless. Anyway, if you played any Ridge Racer game, you've already played this and know the general feel towards its control. For those not familiar, Rage Racer is an arcade racer, and it controls wondrously if you know how to drift the tight corner. I'm the worst racer in the world, as you can see, but practice makes perfect, yo. Look at all those advertisements for other games. Kinda wanna try those out. Maybe in a future demo discussion. This location, I'll admit, is rather lovely to look at, especially the scenery of the water and ruins, even though some of the 1996 graphics we're seeing are pretty meh. And then the race kind of ends after one lap. Meh is all I need to respond with for Rage Racer. Not bad by any means, just meh. Oh hell yeah, Motorhead. I didn't know the band had their own racing game. Nah, I wish. That'd make the game an instant 10 out of 10. Instead, we get a rather technologic looking racer that has more faded fog than Silent Hill. Alrighty, let's see how this car goes.
Oh, it was just a rolling demo. I couldn't play it at all. Just watch it. Why wasn't I notified this? As a matter of fact, a good question is, how many people pressed the X button as soon as that car started revving its engine? I bet a lot of people exited that demo more than me myself.
Well, I can't discuss the gameplay. So, the presentation is okay, not amazing to any degree, and the environments aren't interesting for me to care. Honestly, it looks very run-of-the-mill, but I can admire the speed and velocity of the race, and the car designs are really rad. Too bad I'm not participating. It ends with an end card, and I think this may be the first game to advertise polys, sound effects, and smoke. Hey guys, look at our game, we have sparkling sparks and 3D sound. Hell yeah, now I want to play this game even more. I'll give the developers credit, they are advertising 50 frames per second. And you know what? If this can be advertised back in 1998, then this should be a staple for advertising modern games. Most importantly, expressing the fun factor of your game. Anyway, moving on. Destruction Derby 2, hell to the yeah! I've been waiting endlessly to talk about this game, and now it finally pops up in my presence. One day in my years of childhood, I walked into my favorite video store to pick my game for the weekend. By this point in time, I had nearly rented all the good games that weren't sports games or extremely mature ones for my eyes to witness. So I gallivanted across the shelves to find the utter carnage that was Destruction Derby 2. I got home, put the game in my tray, and how long has this demo been loading for? It doesn't work, does it?
It's not my day today. Oh well. Can't expect every game to work after all these years.
Okay, I'll make it short. I liked the Destruction, but I didn't like it overall because I was a whingy little boy that wanted something other than a racing game for the whole weekend. So I was taken back and I just got a movie and watched my daily dose of television. Man, I miss the days of Saturday Disney, Yoko, Jakamoto, Toto, and Agent Cody Banks. Those were the times. Ah yes, Colin McRae Rally. I haven't played any of the games in the franchise, but I really should, considering I played V-Rally 2 a lot as a kid, and it's essentially one of those kind of racing games. Rather than racing against other drivers, you're racing against the clock and beating other drivers' time scores, all while dealing with the terrain and bumpy roads along the way. The rally course in the demo for Colin McRae Rally is within New Zealand, and it really shows off the weather effects. We're to plough in a dirty, muddy, yet luscious, colourfully inviting experience. I love the oozy dirt and mud that spears specks on the back of the car like a baby throwing yogo and chocolate mousse at parents. Very appealing to look at, even to this day. Like it hasn't dated too much aside from the 2D sprite trees. The atmosphere is alive and well. Now, I'm really bad. I don't think I'm built for races after going through all these goddamn games, but I love the rocky nature of surpassing these difficult turns and corners. There's always an immense satisfaction whenever the commentator informs you of the next turn and you actually do a perfect swerve and keep on rolling. This audio of the vehicle is roaring, and I think it's some of the best audio work from this demo so far. And of course, I end rather poorly. One thing is for sure is that I need to get into this series. The last game on this racing special was Circuit Breakers, and oh god, did it just freeze? Please be kidding, come on, not now, let me reset a couple more times and see if it wants to come alive. Okay, much better. After some decent developer logos, which I swear I would have gone into detail if circuit breakers didn't work, we finally enter the game. And this is a rather odd menu, me likey. It's different. We control this yellow beanbug micro machine and can choose between the different cars. Green Mini it is. This menu is really cool, like, wow, I'm rather shocked. Now we choose a track to race on, and because it's a demo, we're limited to one, but that's okay, I'm fine with that. I like this a lot. It reminds me of a elevator for cars, the ones where you supply all for your Hot Wheels. The transitions are amazing. We began as a random beanbug to then transform into a dope vehicle, enter a shed elevator to choose a racetrack to race on, enter that gateway, and now we have 2 lanes to choose from, signifying a championship race or time attack. We get into the race and sadly the gameplay isn't as striking. The style is isometric or a normal racer or a kart racer or whatever this camera wants it to be. That's the major problem. If the camera could be consistent and not diverge me the right way in an immediate fashion, there wouldn't be too much of a problem. Also, the maneuvering of the buggy Mini itself is a little clunky and heavy, but then again, don't take my word on it, as I'm a horrible gamer altogether, as you can see throughout this whole entire demo experience. The snowy level is nice though. Then it ends, but the most cool thing is the fact that this demo isn't just a demo. It's an add-on with 8 more races. If you own the full game, play that, then take out the disc and put in this demo, you can play more additional tracks. That makes the demo disc itself more worth it if you love circuit breakers. I won't intend on getting this game, but it's not too bad.
And that was the entirety of this PlayStation Racing Special Demo Disc. It had some fun games, some average games, some that couldn't even bloody play, which was very saddening. Oh, rest in peace, Destruction Derby 2. But this is a good kind of demo disc, especially if you're a driving fanatic like myself. No, it's not true. Not true at all. So I recommend getting this demo disc if you're a big car fan. Although, why would you bother getting a racing special demo disc when you could just buy all these games separately, because this is not 1998 anymore. PlayStation 1 games are pretty cheap. Any me Jenga, who's a my name is James, and that is a racing special demo disc, and I'll see you the next time on Demo Disc-Ussion. Auf Wiedersehen. What kind of shit ending was that?